Hi, everybody. I am not able to be with you today because I am traveling and doing a corporate session in Virginia, but the show must go on. And so, what we're working on today are we're working on objection response strategies. So, I don't want this to be too complicated. I really want you to role play and practice trying on some of these response strategies that you're not really used to using when someone is saying no or I don't know to your product. So I'm going to share the worksheet with you. Hold on just one moment. This will look pretty familiar, somewhat familiar, because this is what we worked on last week. We came up with some sales objections that we've come across. We've done some foundational work around what are some of the foundational reasons people tend to start off by saying no. And so you still want to keep that in your mind, but our primary focus this time is to get used to using some of these conversation structures and strategies to respond when people aren't sure and they need help and assistance saying yes. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to prepare for a role play. And what I want you to do is I want you to think of a past sales conversation where your actual potential client shared all the challenges she or he was having and the reason why they came to you in the first place. It's easier to use a real situation because you know all of the ins and outs. You know what your product is, and so you can really relate to those things. If you've never had a sales conversation, then create one that you are afraid of facing, and we will run that through as a practice. So before you start the role play, you're going to list 2 to 3 challenges or problems that your potential client has identified. So, for example, if if you are if you're a life coach, for example, and let's say that this person came to you because she was having trouble getting to the next level in her career. She's also having relationship challenges that are interfering with her ability to be able to focus. So, those are just a couple of examples or challenges that you can write down. So, you want to write these down because we want to be able to dig into those and give those back to the client to remind them of why they came to you in the first place. So once you write those down, you're going to go into a breakout with a partner, and either Crystal or Amanda will help get you into breakouts. But you're going to role play this scenario with that partner. Now, you don't have to go through the whole sales conversation for this, but just I want you to get to the place where the problems were being identified. So whoever is playing the potential client, they're going to say, oh, here are the challenges that I'm having. You'll share those with her so she can just act those out. And so she'll say, here's what I'm going through. These are my problems. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to shift focus. You're going to move into briefly selling her one of your packages. It can be any package that you want. It's not so much about selling the package, but just say, yeah, so I want to offer you my platinum package. Here's what it comes with. And so your partner is going to be hesitant. So we're going to see the resistance come up, and your partner's going to role play that and say, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure that this is the way that I want to go. And this is where you can dig in to some of these conversation structures. And one of the things that I recommend is going, no matter what, at least using this one, digging into the pain and loss. You shared that you're struggling with this problem, and this problem. How painful is that really for you? Do you want to keep going this way? Wouldn't you like for this to go away? So you're really just digging into the pain points. But don't stop there in this conversation. Try on as many of these as you can. So your partner can move around. And let's say that your partner decides that she says, well, I want to think about it. All right. And so you can go and you can use this objection strategy. Well, do you think this is what has held you back in the past, and so you can start to just play around with these. And then your partner can say, well, I think it's really just too expensive for me. So you can reframe money and time objections here and just call those out. And ultimately, you can even go all the way through this and say, hey, here's the beautiful thing about what I'm offering you today. You're not going to have to experience this pain to this level anymore, because we're going to be working on it together. And so you're showing them the return on investment and then lead them to take action. So you're going to practice this, and you'll do one round where you are the sales consultant, and then you'll do another round where your partner is. This should actually take up a good portion of the session. So you're probably needing to spend about 10 minutes apiece walking through this conversation. Once that happens, then you'll come back into the group and you will debrief on how that go and what were some of the things that you realized and some of the things that you still need to work on. So Amanda and Crystal, don't forget to record this session so that we can go back and I can catch any questions that need to be answered. And I'll answer that in next week's Q&A. All right, so that is your assignment. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you get some good practice in. Bye.